Go.
Go. Bird.
Hello, and welcome to episode 5 of Command Tower, a video series about Commander, a way to play Magic the Gathering. This episode features a game of Commander using Planechase cards. As you'll see shortly, these cards dramatically affect the world the game takes place in. Entering this new world are Rhino playing Grimgrin Corpseborn, Russ playing Ruric Thar, and Rob playing Niv-Mizzet the Firemind. Let's shuffle up. Here are the opening hands. Pause this video now if you want to take a look. Our heroic planeswalkers began their journey on the lush plain of Selesnya Loft Gardens. On this plane, they'll be doubling tokens and counters, and when they roll chaos, they'll be doubling their mana. Rhino kicked off the game with Vivid Marsh. Russ followed with a forest, which he then tapped to cast Mana Vault. Rob played Terramorphic Expanse and passed. Rhino played a swamp and cast Trailblazer's Boots. Russ played a mountain and continued to ramp up by casting Kodama's Reach. Rob sacrificed Terramorphic Expanse for a mountain at end of turn and proceeded to play an island and passed. Rhino played Nephalia Drownyard and cast Adaptive Automaton as a zombie. Zombies, robots. At the start of Russ's turn, he took 1 damage from his tapped Mana Vault. He cast Loxodon Warhammer and rolled Chaos with a planar die, but had nothing to cast with the extra mana. On Rob's turn, he rolled Planeswalk with the planar die and encountered Chaotic Ether, which meant all blank rolls would count as Chaos rolls. He continued to Planeswalk to Eratopolis. On this plane of learning and prosperity, our Planeswalkers will be gaining some life and, when they roll Chaos, drawing some cards. Rob played an island and passed. At the start of Rhino's turn, he gained 2 life from Eratopolis. Rhino rolled blank with the planar die. This triggered Eratopolis' Chaos ability, drawing him 2 cards. He then played a swamp and cast Door of Destinies, naming Zombies. At the start of Russ's turn, he gained 3 life from Eratopolis and paid 4 mana to untap Mana Vault. He then rolled blank with the planar die. This triggered Eratopolis' Chaos ability again, drawing him 4 cards. Next, Russ played Reliquary Tower to accommodate his newly enlarged hand size, and tapped the tower to roll the planar die again. A blank result caused him to draw 5 more cards.
Stop drawing cards!
At the start of Rob's turn, he gained 6 life from Eratopolis. He played a mountain, and then rolled Planeswalk with the planar die, ending the encounter with Chaotic Ether and planeswalking to Stronghold Furnace. On this plane of Rage, damage is doubled, and with a lucky Chaos roll, our planeswalkers will be zapping anything they choose for 1 damage. Adding to the Rage, Rob cast Pandemonium. On Rhino's turn, he cast Vengeful Pharaoh. Because of Pandemonium and Stronghold Furnace, he dealt twice the Pharaoh's power in damage to Rob, which was 14. He passed. Russ played Temple of the False God and cast Vexing Devil. Unwilling to take 8 damage, Rhino and Rob let the devil live, which allowed Russ to deal 8 damage to Rhino anyway with Pandemonium. Russ then leveraged Mana Vault to cast Oblivion Stone. On Rob's turn, he cast Dominus of Fealty, and Russ responded by detonating Oblivion Stone. Russ decided to sacrifice O-Stone in response to Dominus so that Rob wouldn't get to deal 8 damage from Pandemonium when the Dominus entered the battlefield. He planned on wiping the board with O-Stone soon anyway, since Rhino had some buffs out that would mean more future damage from Pandemonium and potentially Stronghold Furnace. During Rob's turn, Rhino cast Ravenous Trap for free, exiling Russ's graveyard. Rob rolled blank with the planar die and passed. Rhino cast Grimgrin Corpseborn from the command zone. On Russ's turn, he rolled blank with the planar die. He then played a forest and cast Mana Reflection, followed by Mage Slayer. He rolled another blank and passed. At the start of Rob's turn, he gained control of Grimgrin with Dominus of Fealty. He then attacked Russ with Dominus for 8, and attacked Rhino with Grimgrin for 10.
Stop hitting yourself, Rhino. Stop hitting yourself, Rhino.
On Rhino's turn, he cast Butcher Ghoul, and sacrificed it to Grimgrin to untap it. Butcher Ghoul returned to the battlefield a bit larger due to its Undying ability. Rhino attacked Rob with Grimgrin, destroying Dominus of Fealty and dealing Rob 14 damage. On Russ's turn, he cast Molten Primordial, gaining control of Grimgrin, then equipping it with Mage Slayer. He attacked Rhino with Grimgrin, destroying Butcher Ghoul. Between Stronghold Furnace and Mage Slayer, Russ dealt Rhino lethal damage. He attacked Rob with Molten Primordial and used Rebel Hulk to Blood Rush the Primordial up to lethal damage. Russ wins with Ruric Thar. At the end of the game, Russ commented that he wanted to add Furnace of Wrath to his deck. As you saw, Stronghold Furnace was very effective with Mage Slayer and Molten Primordial. Just imagine if Ruric Thar had been out.
Hey guys, I recently did a deck tech on my Rasheen Meanderer deck, which was featured on CMDR Decks and GatheringMagic.com. If you'd like to see that video, click one of these icons. And if you want to see Rasheen in action, she's in episode 1 of this series.
Thanks for watching this episode of Command Tower. Check back soon for more Commander gameplay and deck features.